Spirit.
Yes. Welcome, God. Yes,
I will come to you today with a text from Proverbs, the 9th chapter and the first verse. King Solomon, he wrote most of Proverbs. Proverbs is pretty much about daily living. Again, my text today will be from Proverbs, the 9th chapter and the first verse. Once you get it, say amen.
Amen.
Proverbs is about wisdom. You know, Solomon wrote 3,000 Proverbs and over 1,000 songs.
Yeah.
You know, Proverbs is like a daily saying. It gauges us in thought. Again, I come from Proverbs, the 9th chapter and the first verse. You heard this small Proverbs. Don't cry over spilled milk.
All right.
People when you live in glass houses, shouldn't throw stones. Or don't put all your eggs in one basket. Those are all Proverbs. Again, I come from Proverbs, the first chapter, 9th chapter, 1st to 10th verse. When you have it, say amen.
Amen.
If you don't have it, say wait. I'll wait for you. We don't want to leave anybody behind. Again, I come from Proverbs, 9th chapter, 1st to 10th verse.
Amen.
And it reads, wisdom hath built her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars. She hath killed her beast. She hath mingled her wine. She has also furnished her table. She hath sent forth her maidens. She has cried upon the highest places of the city. Whoso is simple, let him turn and hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish and live, and go in the way of understanding.
Yes, Lord.
He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a blot. Remove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Give an instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning.
Yes.
Amen.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom,
Yes, sir.
and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding.
Amen.
I read you Proverbs 9th chapter, 1st to 10th verse. And Lord have blessed the readers, hearers, and doers of his words. You may receive it.
Amen.
I want to use for a subject today, searching for wisdom. Searching for wisdom.
Searching for.
So somebody's searching for something.
Amen.
Before I get started, I want to say a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak to the new beginnings of the church. Heavenly Father, I just want to give me strength and courage. Heavenly Father, let me declare your word with conviction and clarity. Heavenly Father, just remove any sin from my heart and mind. Heavenly Father, just prepare my heart just for this word, Lord Jesus. Let me come to you as an empty vessel waiting to be filled.
Yes.
Heavenly Father, we ask in these and other blessings in Jesus' name.
Jesus.
So, what are you searching for? Some people are searching for something their whole life. They search for something they might not have found it yet. Some women, if you're a single woman, you might be searching for a man. If you're a man, you might be searching for a woman. Or if you're a child, don't have a mother or father, you might be searching for a parent. Someone in prison might be searching for freedom. And you know, you don't have to be in a real prison. You could be in a mental prison, emotional prison, or financial prison. Someone might be searching, some alcoholic could be searching for the next drink. Someone on drugs, he could be searching for the next high. Someone is searching for love. Also, someone else is searching for happiness. But what you should be searching for is wisdom. If you have wisdom when you're looking for a husband or a wife, it lets you help you to select the right husband or wife.
All right, dog.
But if you have wisdom, it lets you know not to look for drugs. Drugs won't solve your problems. If you have wisdom, it lets you know you're searching for love. The only true love is God. Wisdom lets you know that happiness is in Jesus Christ. Some people probably thinking, what is wisdom? Wisdom is not gray hair. It might not be old age. Wisdom is the ability to discern. It gives you the opportunity or the ability to judge, you know, what's right, what's true, or what's lasting. Wisdom is the ability to think about something. It's knowledge. It could be experience. They mentioned understanding this morning. It's understanding. It's common sense. It's insight. Wisdom is the ability to discern your inner qualities. It's the ability to discern a good relationship or a bad relationship. In short, wisdom is good sense. Wisdom is judgment. Wisdom could also be something learned by the ancient men. You know, the people who wrote the Bible were just different smart people. Wisdom, in my opinion, is wisdom is doing now what you'll be happy with later on. Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 10 gives us more about wisdom. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Someone probably said, what is fear? You know, fear is when you might be scared of a mouse, scared of a rat, scared of a snake. That's a different type of fear. Fear might be a respect that you have for a certain person. You know, some actor came in, you respect that person. But another type of fear we have for God is a reverence and awe, a person of greatness. You feel big, you know, you feel so small because he's so big. So you notice God is watching everything you say or do. You see, everything you think, say, or do, God is watching. You heard the preacher said this morning is God is omnipotent. I mean, he has all power. He's all-knowing. He's omniscient. He's omnipresent. God is everywhere at one time. I heard someone say that God is too high to go over, too low to go under, too wide to go around. They say he sits up high, looks down low. So if you got a God like that, why wouldn't you reverence him? The God is worthy. He's worthy to be praised. And the Bible sums it up in Revelation, the first chapter, verses 9 through 16. This is John talking. This is another reason why he's worthy to be praised. Revelation, first chapter, verses 9 through 16. It says, I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Jesus Christ, was in the Isle of Patmos for the word of God and for the testimony of Jesus Christ. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day and heard behind me a great voice as for a trumpet. And he was saying, I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the first and the last. What thou seest, write in a book and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia, and to Ephesus, and to Smyrna, and to Pergamos, and to Thyatira, and to Sardis, and to Philadelphia, and to Laodicea. And I turned to see a voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to his foot, and girt about his paps. He had some kind of like something retainer around his chest, his paps, with golden girdle. His head, like the hairs, were like white as wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like the flame of fire. This is powerful. He's worthy to be praised. And his feet are like unto brass, as they burn in the furnace. And his voice is as the sound of many waters. And he is the right hand, has 7 stars, and out of his mouth was a sharp 2-edged sword. And his countenance was the sun shining on his strength. You know, I said he's worthy to be praised. I just described to him something that's awesome. It's too hard to explain. But notice what I was reading in verse 11. It says, unto the 7 churches. Verse 12 says, 7 golden candlesticks. Then in verse 17 it says, 16 it says, he has 7 stars in his hands. You know, Proverbs says the number 7 a long time. 7 means completeness, perfection, fulfillment. It's mentioned 54 times. So Proverbs, I said, is a book of knowledge. Now, in Proverbs 9:1 says, wisdom has built her house, sewn out of a pillar. Let's examine a little closer what wisdom is. Searching for wisdom is like searching for a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. You know, a rainbow, you can find a rainbow, but you have to have certain conditions to find a rainbow. If the sun's outside and it's shiny, there's no moisture in the air, you might not find a rainbow. So wisdom is like the same way. You have certain conditions to be met before you find wisdom. Just like in a rainbow, I mentioned the color 7. I remember the number 7 earlier. 7 is completeness. A rainbow has 7 colors. You have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So 7 is completeness. But a rainbow is a reflection or the refraction of the sun's rays. Like I said, you have certain conditions. If you're trying to find wisdom or trying to find a rainbow, you have to meet certain conditions. If you're not living right, you won't find a rainbow. If you're not living right, you won't find God.
All right now.
So, as it says in Genesis Ninth chapter, verse 13 to 15, it talks about a rainbow. You know, when God destroyed the earth by water, he came back in Genesis 9, 13 to 15 and said, he wanted to destroy the earth no more by water, but by fire. So he made a covenant with the human earth to say he wanted to destroy the earth by water no more. Yeah, if we're Christian people, you have to be really careful with your covenants. You make a covenant, a marriage covenant, a covenant with God. You be careful. Hold up to what you're supposed to do with a covenant. Covenants are precious these days, especially if you got a covenant with God. If you love God, everything else will fall in place. I said, going back to wisdom, you think about wisdom, you think wisdom is really all around us. You have wisdom maybe sitting next to you, sitting around you. Wisdom is everywhere. You have to find it. You have to know what it is before you find it. Some kids think wisdom is in their parents. I'm not saying it's not, but wisdom is everywhere. Some people look at television all day long and they say wisdom is in celebrities. It is. Wisdom is in great teachers or the great philosophers. They have good advice, wisdom. But I caution you to say wisdom could be all around you. It could be sitting next to you. You might miss it. Some people think their job gives them wisdom. Some people think they have this big, fat bank account. That gives them wisdom. I tell you, don't assume because you have a big bank account, gray hair, or wrinkles, don't assume that means wisdom. Wisdom comes from everyday life things. For example, you can have a young child, maybe 4 or 5 years old, he has some wisdom. I mentioned earlier, wisdom comes from God, so there's different ways to find wisdom. You gotta be able to recognize it when you see it. I was doing some searching on the internet just a few days ago, searching on Google, want to find information, right? Go to Google. I guess we should be going to the Bible, but I went to Google. Anyway, I found some interesting information. I was trying to find out where this wisdom comes from. Who's the smartest man in America or the smartest man in the world? And the smartest man in America, and possibly the smartest man in the world, is someone called Christopher Michael Lincoln. He's an American autodidactic. That is, he's a person who reads to learn information. He doesn't have to go to college. He reads himself to learn information. So we as Christians, we can read the Bible and be really smart. This guy, Mr. Lincoln, his IQ is around 200. Average IQ for average person is maybe around 100. Smart people is like 120. So his IQ is way, way above everybody else. He's a smart guy. But back in the Bible days, the wise men, they went to Bethlehem to see Jesus' birth. They're smart too. Then you have Solomon. I'm sure you know the story of Solomon. I'm going over to 1 Kings. If I can read it, 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 3 through 15. I'm trying to show you. I can tell you, but I want to show you so you see where I'm coming from. I'm starting to tell about the wisdom of Solomon. His wisdom proceeded from every man. And in verse 3 it says, and Solomon loved the Lord. He walked in his statutes as David his father, only sacrificed burnt offerings and incense. Back then it was okay to sacrifice burnt offering back then. They did it in high places. But now maybe it's something different. And in verse 5, then in Gibeon the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God asked, what shall I give you? We as Christians, we have dreams from time to time, maybe daydreams, night dreams. Sometimes it's important to listen to what your dream is all about. If you have a dream, sometimes I suggest you write it down. Remember, because you forget the days of life to just move it. If you got a dream, remember what your dream is. But God asked Solomon, what do you want? And Solomon was already a smart person. He came back and said, and Solomon said, thou hast showed me thy servant unto David, thy father, great mercy according to the walk before me in the truth, and in righteousness and uprightness of heart with there. And thou hast kept me from his great kindness, and thou hast given him a son to sit on his right throne. And verse 9 now, he said, give therefore thy servant understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad, for those able to judge so thy great people. So he asked for something. He didn't ask for something for himself, and he asked you or asked me. I probably want maybe $1 million or something. I want something to help myself. But David was Solomon was a smart person. He said he wanted something. He asked for something to help other people. That's what understanding is, better to help someone else. He asked for something to help him judge other people. And this speech, it pleased the Lord. it pleased God that he asked for something to help other people. And God said unto him, because you have asked this thing, and has not asked for thyself a long life, you didn't ask for riches for thyself, nor ask for the long life of thy enemies, but thou hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. And behold, I have done according to thy words. I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, and also there was none like thee before and one after thee. So Solomon asked for something to help other people, and God gave it to him. So if you ask God for wisdom, if you ask him in the right way, if you get it, he won't only give you what you ask for, he'll give you more. But you have to ask in the right way. I mean, we're Christian folks who've been going to church for a long time, and we should have wisdom. We should be smarter than everybody else, because the Bible says all you do is ask for it. But be careful when you ask for it, you have to have that relationship. It's all about relationship. You know, Solomon, he was a real smart guy. But you know, go back to his father David, he had an affair with Bathsheba. So they killed, the first son was killed, right? But they had Solomon. So even though you make a mistake, you might be a person here with a mother or father, you had here, somebody had you from an extramarital affair, you had out of wedlock. Don't forget, God still has things for you to do. Just because some of your parents made a mistake, it doesn't go back to you. But God still would trust you and support you. So God is good. For example, give you an example. My Solomon, he asked God for wisdom, just like you. If you ask God for wisdom, ask God for something, he'll give it to you, but after he give it to you, you might have a test. Just like Solomon had. You know, Solomon was really, really smart, but as soon as he got his wisdom, he had a test. You know, sir, you've been going to church for a long time, you go to New Beginnings, you hear the word all the time, read the word yourself, go home, you do Bible study, you marry your mistress, you come on Saturdays, come on Sundays, you should know the word. But anyway, there was a story about it. It was there were two prostitutes, and they both had sons. And the two prostitutes, I guess one of them laid on their child, they killed their child. And she tried to be smart, she took the dead child, she took the live child and put it in her, the other lady, her dead child. They didn't know what to do, so they went to Solomon with all this wisdom. They said, Solomon, what should we do? You know, Solomon, being a smart man, he wouldn't have known unless he had knowledge and experience and wisdom. He said, bring the baby to me, but bring me a sword. So he was going to plan to cut the baby in half. But he knew, through his knowledge, wisdom, understanding, that a true mom wouldn't want to see the baby hurt. But the other mother wouldn't care as long as she had something. So wisdom will help you out in life. Wisdom will put you far ahead of other people. I said Solomon I mentioned a lot of important people with knowledge and wisdom. Solomon was way, way, way among everyone else. It's like the stuff you do stuff in a big city. So if you're a woman or a man going out doing things you shouldn't be supposed to be doing, you're going to say you're not supposed to be drinking something, whatever you do, you shouldn't do it, right? You sneak around and everything. In a large city, you get away with it. But in a small city, right? You just have in a small city, somebody see you. You might go to Walmart, somebody give me a drink, and somebody see you. You go over to Louisiana, go to the mall over in Louisiana over there. Somebody see you over there too. But I just tell you this because it goes back to Queen Sheba. She heard about Solomon's wisdom. She heard from house mother what she heard about it. She came and said, is this true? You know, you hear about something like, it could be true. Like I came here from California, everybody talking about how hot Mississippi is. I said, no, Mississippi can't be that hot. But after this year, I know it's hot. So I don't believe it now. But anyway, back to Queen Sheba, she came and I guess she sat with Solomon and talked with him and saw how his people were organized and saw all the money he had come in and stuff going out. She brought him gifts, he gave her gifts and everything. And she asked them questions. They sit and talk, understanding. Sometimes you want information, you ask questions. Don't be like me. I'm like a quiet type guy. Some of you guys, people are quiet. You don't want to ask no questions. Sometimes it's good to ask questions. Just ask questions. It helps you learn. Helps the other person learn too. But what she did, Queen of Sheba, she went back. She's saying Solomon had so much knowledge. His knowledge superseded what she thought he had. In other words, he had way more knowledge than she thought we had. As a Christian, we have knowledge right now. Don't keep it to yourself. Share with other people. I don't know about your family, my family. We have a lot of people in my family that are not saved. And like the minister said this morning in Sunday school, if we go to work, people should know we're Christian. Not every other word, but a lot of words should come out of our mouth. She can talk about God or Jesus or this. She should share stuff with other people. I know you want your family to be saved, so you got to do something about it. We mentioned in Sunday school this morning, faith without works is dead. So faith, you have both faith and works, but if they're not together, you won't do anything. They said Solomon was a wise wise man, but when God gave Solomon this wisdom, he gave him a warning. If God give you something, you have a contingency, something might go along with it. He told him, don't marry this foreign woman. Don't serve or worship other gods. It might seem simple. We say, don't worship other gods, but we here today, everybody in church, you think you serve God, but I think every now and then you might serve the devil. You don't know about it. Sometimes you might be at work or somebody, somebody do something you want to do or something, or somebody come push you in the back of your head or something, or somebody call you out of your name. You might get mad. You snap before you know it. It happened to me before. I'm sure it happened to you. Somebody says something to you real mad, or do something to your kid, and you'll snap before you know it. So every now and then you might serve the devil too. Only thing about it, you gotta pray. Stay prayed up. Stay in your Bible. Read your Bible. James talks about wisdom. It gives you, if you want wisdom, you know how to get it. It's like if you have a cousin. Cousin is probably, you haven't seen your cousin in say 4, 5, 10 years. They call you up, she call you up and say, hey sister, I need to borrow $5,000. You gonna say, $5,000, what you need it for? You ain't called me in 5, 10 years, why you want some money from me? Call them people you hang with, And I think it's like the same way with God. You ask God for things, you don't have no relationship with God. You don't know him, you call him when you need him. You're not right. So you gotta have a relationship. It's like a marriage relationship with a husband and wife is far greater. If your relationship with God, your relationship with your wife will be okay. You'll be in line. It's all about love. So James 1 talks about how to get knowledge. It's in James 1, the 5th and 6th verse. It's like I mentioned earlier, if you want something, you have to ask for it. But if you ask for something, make sure you have a relationship. Make sure you have faith in God. Make sure you read the Bible. Make sure you study the Word. James 1 and verse 5 reads, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God, and he giveth to him liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given to him. So when God gives you something, you have no contingency to it. He give it to you. You want anything back, he'll give it to you. All you gotta do is ask. But just don't think you could go out. You got somebody out, you doing all kind of stuff in the world, listen and ask God. He's not gonna give it to you. You gotta be right with God. You gotta pray. You gotta be right. It makes you really have to have a relationship. And a relationship is a continual relationship. You might get up in the morning, every morning at 5 or 6 o'clock, read your Bible, spend time with God. The wisdom is built on pillars. Pillars are like stones or uprights, or you might even call it a column. What they do is they support stuff. James 3:17 talks about some characteristics of pillars. So in James 3:16, it talks about a few characteristics. What it says is, but the wisdom that is from above is first pure. So wisdom is pure. There is other type of wisdom too. There's wisdom from above, there's wisdom from beneath too, wisdom from the devil. There are different types of wisdom. You should get the right kind of wisdom from God. Wisdom from God is pure. It says, but the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, easy to be entreated. It's full of mercy, good fruits without partiality and without hypocrisy. So wisdom is something we all need. You need it every day in your life. If you make any kind of decisions in life, you need wisdom, you need knowledge, you need understanding. But when you get wisdom, you got to place your wisdom up on a solid rock. So wisdom, she built a house. She hewn, or she cut her house. She cut her house out of a rock. And out of the rock, she made 7 pillars. I don't know if anybody here work with houses and real estate and stuff. When you build a house, you have to have pillars upright to support the roof. But the main thing about building a house is you have to have a good foundation. I worked in real estate a few years and I have a rental property or so. But first thing I do when I look for the house, look for the foundation. If the house have a bad foundation, cracks in the foundation, bad appliances, I won't get that house. It's the same way. Your house has to be built on a good foundation. I don't see too many kids in here, but we're all older people. Youngest person, maybe what, 24, 25 or so. Anyway, you heard the story about the big bad wolf and the 3 little pigs. We ran around alone when I was trying to, you know, the story, I guess this mother pig, she put her 3 little pigs out because it was probably growing of age, you know, like we are as folks. You get 17, 18 years old, you might go out and do your own thing when you want to do it. So these 3 little pigs, they went out. They went and got their own houses. The first little pig, he got his house. He made his house from straw.
Yeah.
Second little pig, he made his house from twigs or trees. The third little pig made his house from bricks. I guess nighttime came along. The big bad wolf came to the first little pig who had built his house from straw. He knocked on the door. He said, "Little pig, you let me in." Little pig said, "No, not here's my chin. The big bad wolf, he huffed and he puffed. He blew the house down, and he went in and ate the little pig up." So this is a wolf like us today. He's a wolf. You got money, you want more money, you greedy, right? He was greedy. He wanted some more pork. You know, we have pork in your bad blood pressure, but he wanted pork. Anyway, this pig, he wanted some pork. He went to the next little pig. You know, this little pig had his house built from twigs or from sticks. So they had the same thing happen. The wolf knocks on the door or whatever. You know, "Hey, little pig, let me in." So now I'm gonna hear my little chin. So the big bad wolf, he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. And he went and ate the little fat pig. we have one little pig left. This is a smart little pig. He saw little brothers building a house out of straw and wood. I'm gonna build my house out of bricks. This little pig, he built his house out of bricks. You know, it's a lot more effort in building a house out of brick. I guess this little pig probably has some wisdom or something. I'm not gonna do like they did. The storms come, I'm gonna have a brick. The water come, I'm gonna get it. Okay. So this little pig built his house out of brick. You know the story. Then the wolf came, you know, he said, "I huff and I puff, I'll blow your house down." He came, he huffs and he puffs. House didn't blow down, he huffed and puffed again. You know, the devil comes to you, you're gonna keep on coming back and forth. He huffed and puffed. He can't blow the house down. It was built from brick. But you know, the wolf he can be likened to like the devil. The wolf they're pretty smart, they're pretty sly, pretty sneaky. So the little wolf, he up on top of the house, right, look down the chimney. He look at the chimney, see the little fat pig, you know, he like pork. So this little pig, he see the little pig in there, and what he did was, he plotted. He said, "I'm gonna get that little pig, I'm gonna get this little fat little pig." So the wolf got into the chimney, right, he's putting it on the chimney, he didn't know. I guess this must have been a little Christian pig. He must belong to New Beginnings Church, I guess. He read the Bible. He saw the pig coming. He saw the wolf coming. He saw the wolf popping for him. So what he did was he got this big old pot of water, boiling water, put it into the bottom of the chimney. So once the little big bad wolf came down there, he fell in the water and killed himself. Yeah. So what the moral of the story was, like I said, I worked in real estate. I think Mr. Cable works in building houses. You can build a house out of straw. A straw house is good. You can build a house out of sticks or twigs or wood, 2x4s or whatever. That's still good. You can build a house out of bricks. But the issue is, these houses they built, it was built on a bad foundation. Yeah. I guess Peter says it. He says, "Thou art Peter, upon this rock I build my church, and the gates of hell should not prevail against it." I guess when Noah was back with his children going through the desert, he said in Corinthians, the 10th chapter, from the 1st to the 4th verse, he said, "Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye yield be ignorant, how that all your fathers were under the cloud and passed through the sea, and all were baptized into Moses and the cloud and the sea, and did eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank that spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock, the spiritual rock, the rock was Christ. Christ is our foundation. Without a foundation, it's hard to stand. Everything is useless. It's like having your feet in sinking sand." Amen. I've been talking about the last few minutes about perfection. 7, having a good foundation, having good upright pillars. Proverbs, the 8th chapter talks about, again, this number we're talking about all the time, the number 7, perfection. So Proverbs, the 8th chapter, starting at the 12th verse, it kind of lays out these 7 pillars or 7 principles. You know, if you want something in life, you gotta work for it. It won't be easy. It'll be like the little wolf that just built out of straw. You gotta build something out of some good material. If you want wisdom or knowledge, you have to search for it. Like when you do Bible study, you search the scriptures, you search books. And sometimes some people don't. We just gotta read books, read the Bible, and Google and all those programs on the computer, okay, but it's best to search the Bible. And read, you can't read it, not an excuse. I had a mother, she couldn't read, but she was smart as anybody I know. She had a lot of common sense. Listen to other people. You learn stuff by living and listening to other people. Be around old folks. So if you're in a group or something, you got a group of friends or something, you know. If you're the smartest person in your group, you're probably wrong. I say that because they said iron sharpen irons. You need to be around somebody smart, somebody to help you. If you're the smartest person in your group, you're not helping yourself. You need to get out and share your information, share knowledge, share Christ. In Proverbs, the 8th chapter, verse 12 through 14, talks about these 7 pillars. It says, wisdom I dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, arrogancy, and evil ways, and the proud mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom I am understanding, and I have strength. So, I was talking about this wisdom for a long time. Wisdom is prudence. I'll explain it a little bit later. Wisdom is prudence. Wisdom is knowledge. You know, wisdom is knowledge is something like you have a child, you have brothers or sisters, maybe 25 years old. They call you every couple weeks, they want to borrow some money or something, you know. You're not knowing, you go to Walmart and spend $4 or $5 cents at Walmart, you know. But you don't know, like, you have a cell phone these days, right? You use a cell phone to send somebody money for free. I was doing that for like 2 or 3 years. I was paying money off something, I'd have to spend it. So be careful how you spend money. It's just small stuff you do, save money by doing small things. And like I said, I just had a cousin that passed away recently. He passed away, I think it was a few weeks ago. They found him in the house dead. They had to take up collections for his funeral. This happens a lot in our community because we don't plan. I mean, you know you're going to die one day, so plan for it. I guess some of the mistakes I see from young folks, they see their parents are doing pretty good. Parents got a nice new car, nice new house, and the first thing a little kid do at 25 years old is go out and buy a new house and get in debt. They can't afford it. You can't compare yourself to other folks. You don't compare yourself to somebody. Compare yourself to Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Because man is not perfect. But the fear of the Lord is where the 7 are prudence, knowledge, fear of the Lord, counsel, sound wisdom, understanding, and strength. That these are hard to find. You won't just find them anywhere. You ask for it, just ask in the right way. So in the Bible, so he used I guess it personified it, said wisdom. It called wisdom her. I don't understand why even when Adam and Eve, she helped, I guess, to deceive Adam, but he was there with her. But the same thing is on wisdom. It says her, wisdom built her house. And this is a scenario, nothing to do with a woman. It just, I guess, I imagine it was probably a man or a father talking to his son. His son was probably ready to go off in his own way. And he probably just used his example, said wisdom. He had a good example of what wisdom was. And if you look for a lady in the Bible called wisdom, you probably won't find them. But if you notice, when she built this house, I gave you a story about 3 little pigs. She built this house. She built the house. She didn't build a tent. You know, a tent, I was giving tents all the time. I don't like it, but they're temporary. You want to build something permanent. If you want to build wisdom, build it on a foundation. Something that's permanent. Build it on Jesus Christ. So prudence was the first pillar. Prudence means the shrewdness or sound judgment. It keeps you from being misled. Prudence helps you to take care of practical matters, good judgment, common sense. It gives you a restraint. You know, I mentioned somebody smack you inside the head, somebody call you somehow your name or something, you know, it gives you that restraint. helps you to hold your tongue back. As in Hosea, the 14th chapter, in verse 9, is a good example. It says, who is wise? He will realize these things. Who is discerning? He will understand them. The ways of the Lord are right. The righteous walk them, but the rebellious stumble in them. So if you're smart, you avoid a lot of things. Christ put it a different way. He said, we should be wise as serpents, honest as doves. And that's powerful. You know, serpents are really, really smart, and doves are really, really humble. So as we go through life, we want to gain knowledge. We have to do certain things to get it. I guess really, prudence is being able to discriminate between what's right and what's wrong. You know, we as Christians, we can't afford to be naive. Every time somebody calls you on the phone and tell them, I'm going to say you something, you can't do that. You can't be naive. You got to listen sometimes and question things sometimes. We have knowledge and discretion. Knowledge is pretty much talking about the future. I gave you an example earlier about somebody dying or passing away. They didn't plan for their funeral. It helps you to avoid dangerous stuff. In Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 3, I know I'm going through a lot of different scriptures and everything. You might sometimes write things down because I got a lot of scriptures here. But Proverbs, you see some danger, you take refuge, you run from it. I guess in Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15, it says, a simple man believes anything. A simple man, simple woman, simple person believes anything. Brothers and sisters, don't believe anything someone tells you. But a prudent man, he gives thought to his steps. But a wise man, he fears the Lord and shuns evil. But a fool is hot-headed and reckless. You take Noah. I guess Noah got a word, a vision from God, and he planned and built an ark for 120 years. So if you get a word from God, don't expect it. It might not be answered in 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. It might take a long time. You might ask God for something about 10, 15 years ago when you was a child. Keep waiting. It's coming. Keep your hands in God's hand.
Amen.
The third pillar of wisdom is to fear God. I mentioned earlier about fearing God, having reverence for God, honoring God. You know, fearing God is also hating evil. Within your family, you might have some people in your family that are okay people, but you know, they're really against God. I'm not saying I don't hang with them, but you know, you gotta make your choice. Your choice should be God. So you gotta hate pride, hate arrogance, hate evil. And one other thing is that perverse or bad speech. You know, you go to your job and somebody has that nasty mouth, you know, you should be around that kind of stuff. That stuff comes through your ears and eyes. It affects you. Believe it or not, when you watch it on television, it affects you. Believe it or not, stuff you do, someone else do it wrong, you don't say nothing about it, it affects you. So let's keep a clean heart, keep our mind clean, keep our mind pure. If you don't know how to do this, just pray. Read God's word. Proverbs 1:7 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom. You probably know you got someone in your family who's doing something, so you got a person in your family that's maybe doing drugs or something. You say, you don't do those drugs, that ain't right. They look at you like you're crazy and say, I do what I want to do. That's between me and my maker. But your job as a Christian is to tell them. And we have the fourth pillar, it's counsel. Counsel is a hard one. You got a lot of people that give out good advice. Counseling involves giving good advice to others. But also, the second part of counseling is what people, in my opinion, they miss. Counsel requires listening to. In other words, you give somebody some information. Counsel involves listening to, so you can be wise. So if someone tells you something, you got to listen. You give all the good information, but you got to listen too. You ask God for something. If you don't listen, you might miss what he's telling you. So a good example of counsel is, you know, Solomon, David, his father. David was an important king, really had a lot of knowledge. Solomon had a lot of knowledge. But Solomon, he had wise people with him. He had people for knowledge. He's one of the wisest men ever. He had people. He asked for knowledge. So don't you think you should ask for knowledge? When it comes to regular or personal affairs, you want knowledge, ask someone. I'm here in the military. I active duty. And I do mentorship, you have people underneath you that need mentoring. And I figure a mentor is something you need throughout life. You might need 4 or 5 different mentors. You need someone to help you get to a certain stage in life. But we sit and struggle and try to solve a certain problem. You just get on the phone and call someone and say, hey, how you do this, how you do that. So mentorship is important. We as Christians especially, we need mentors, or we need accountability partners to say, sisters get together and say, hey, I was thinking about doing this, I had this bad encounter with me, what should I do? So mentor helps. And it gets us like sisters here, they get you, we sit down together, you pray. So it's important to have a mentor, someone in your life, a godly woman, a godly man, a godly child, but also read the Bible. So counsel is really, really important, no matter how smart you are, no matter what kind of position you have. It's really, really important. Next is sound wisdom. We're talking about wisdom. I mentioned there's wisdom, but there's godly wisdom, and could be other wisdom, not from God. It means behaving in the right way. It means to receive instruction from someone, do what's right, do what's just, do what's fair. So righteous means to be right or straight. Something right. It's just doing the right thing. You see it all the time, somebody say do the right thing. You look out on the news every night, you see the people from Pittsburgh and the state of Mississippi, all across the world. They're killing, they're stealing, they're shooting kids up. Is that right? I don't know where it comes from, but that's not right. We just want you to do the right thing. Love your brother, love your sister. Justice is the ability to come up with a proper understanding through observation. Sit back and look, observe things, watch stuff. I say equity is just doing what's right. You know what's right. You might have said, I don't know what's right, but you have something in your mind, you want to do something, a certain thing, either right or wrong. So your mind, back of your mind, if you did something right or wrong, just listen to your mind, have discernment. The 6th pillar is understanding. It's in Proverbs 8 chapter, verse 14. And I broke it down into 3 different categories. To understand, to know your source of wisdom. Your source of wisdom comes from God, from the Bible. We know wisdom comes from God, Heavenly Father. If you don't have a relationship with God, you may not have wisdom. To understand, you must receive instruction. You hear from God. You need a Bible too. Read your Bible. Have a relationship with your Bible. So these knowledges, these keys are the way to be wise. And the last part we have is like Solomon, you need to be able to discern between good and evil. You might say you don't know what's right, what's wrong, but even a little 2-year-old child, watch these kids, they get together, they know what's right and what's wrong. So we as adults, we know what's right and wrong. I've talked to you about a lot of different characteristics of wisdom and pillars. The last pillar of wisdom is power. What power is knowledge, fear of God. God receives counsel, wisdom, behavior, understanding. Power is pretty much all these attributes are 6 pillars I learned earlier. They all go together. Without having these, you don't have power. So you can have money in the bank, you don't know how to use it, you have it. So power is having all these previous pillars together to know how they work. Ecclesiastes 7 and 19 pretty much sums up what power is. It says, wisdom makes one wise more powerful than 10 rulers, and that's powerful. Wisdom will make you wiser than rulers of a city, and that's powerful. Just think, don't you want this wisdom? You need it. There's no reason not to have it. You just ask for it, have a relationship with God. And Jesus Christ, they said he received this wisdom from similar pathways. And Luke 20 it says, and the child grew up and became strong. He was filled with wisdom. The grace of God was upon him. So Jesus Christ, he had his wisdom from the same place. The same wisdom that Jesus Christ had is available to us. And he got this wisdom through God. And the same wisdom is here today. You ask, and James 1:5 said, if you want wisdom, ask for it. Generously, he'll give it to you. If you want to be like Christ, everyone wants to be like Christ, but you have to sacrifice something to get something. He built his house on wisdom. I want you to build your house on wisdom.
Amen.
Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 1 and 5 talks about the pillars. It's talking about Jesus again. It says Isaiah is a book of a lot of prophecies. It said a shoot came up from the stump of Jesse, but his bruised branch will bear fruit. It says the spirit of the Lord will rest on him. The spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and of power, the spirit of knowledge and the fear of God, and he will delight in the fear of the Lord. So if Jesus has this experience, has this power upon him, he has it for you. All you gotta do is ask for it. And in closing, if you want this wisdom, you gotta search for it. You gotta do something. If you can't find this wisdom you're looking for, if you can't find this wisdom, you gotta ask God to give it to you literally. Before you ask for wisdom, you should have a relationship with God. You have a relationship, commune with him, talk to him from time to time. Get up in the morning, read your Bible, go to the Bible, say just do the right thing. When you ask, you have to ask in faith. You ask in faith, you cannot waver. He'll give you wisdom, but you gotta have a relationship with God. If you want this wisdom, you gotta build your house on a solid foundation. And the solid foundation you build your house upon is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the rock.